Can you imagine if they were using softballs in the MLB? These guys wouldn't miss. You know, a little dab pen action, couple beers.
Let's just get fucked up.
Sounds like you're like gay, but you don't want to say you're gay.
Dude, Salvia's fucked up, man. Dude, Salvia's fucked, bro.
So, I got high with every single one of my bosses around watching. Dude, for fuck's sake, I've done shrooms in that guy's house. 1, 2, 3.
Boom, and we're live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hold
What?
3, 2, 1. Mike wasn't close to me the first time.
And we're live.
And
Ladies and gentlemen,
we're live.
welcome back to another episode of Clouded Judgement. We are number 17, I believe.
Yep.
And yeah, we're ready to party here. We're gonna whip our dicks out, you know.
Jesus.
Live version.
Hot way to start the
Fuck
first
boys.
episode.
We been a little lazy lately, I'm not gonna lie.
Not lazy, dog. I've been busy lately. School is a fucking
Nah. I mean, like, just, like, in
fucking-
general, like, about, like, recording in free time.
Huh? I mean, yeah,
Yes.
I've been available when I can.
Oh, yeah, dog. Well, hey, dude, actually, big things about me being available. I had my first commercial. I filmed my first commercial recently.
Yes.
I am now a professional voice actor.
Yep.
I am the sad voice in the background of a diabetes commercial.
Big Dog recorded the VO for my
Jeez.
for my commercial yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Fucking big things.
Dude, I killed it.
Yeah, you killed the game.
I don't know how you get
This
into
guy,
voice
dude,
acting.
this guy comes out, and I'm chilling in I brought him up to like the audio room, and he comes out, and he's like, Trey, I need to tell you something, in front of like all the other guys from my school that like helped film the thing, and I'm like, why? Like, what is? We're busy doing stuff. I was like, tell me what it is here, and he has the quick realization of, fuck, I can't back out of this now. But fuck, this is way too fucked up to be saying in front of people that I don't know. And then he just there's like a moment of, fuck it. And the story was like something along the lines of, yes, yesterday I sent a video to a friend of ours, and I was, all you could see was my face, or it was like under, all you could see was my face, and then a nut shot across the camera. Also, hell of a placement, gotta say. That's accurate.
Dude, I shot that out.
And everybody in the room gave the quickest look of, huh? What's this dude talking about? God damn.
Hey, you know, I had to tell you. It's
I mean,
very interesting. Dude, it was a funny ass video. But I mean, that's also porn. So
Yeah, at least it's not
that's
fucking...
porn. That's cum shot porn.
Yeah, at
You know,
least...
I was talking about this the other day.
Man, I'm just gonna say, at least you're overage. Can you imagine if you were dishing that out?
At a young
You're like
age.
a 16-year-old kid.
Sending photos of you just sending videos to your boys of you just nutting in the bathroom.
I mean, wait, well, no. We were 18.
What?
You would send those fucking, the nude pics to everybody with the fucking emoji over your cock.
Yeah. Dude, do you remember there was an OG thing that happened in high school where there was like a guy a year older than us, and it like went around that he took a dick pic, but he just put an emoji over like the tip of his dick.
I remember.
Do you remember that? It looks like a shooting star or something.
Yeah.
Dude.
Why would you do that? Okay,
Dude, that's a creative dick pic though. You know? That's
Yeah.
a creative dick pic.
Yeah.
There's too many, I feel like.
But like, if you're gonna send a dick pic and call the tip too far, don't send it. Why are you just sending the
He's like,
shaft?
well, that's not.
You're sending your
pic.
You're sending your cock and balls. No tip. You're sending shaft and balls.
That's the two worst parts of the dick.
Literally, no one wants to. Okay, I'm gonna be real here. Who wants to look at a dick? Dude,
Girls, we've been over this conversation.
No, dude, no one wants unsolicited dick pics.
Yes, true.
No one wants that.
True.
Dude, I think even if a chick was
what
like...
about unsolicited nudes from a female?
Well, it's a different story because I like those.
Yeah, but you don't think girls would like unsolicited dick pics?
No, I don't think they would.
I'm not talking like
'Cause it's
Nelk boys,
dude,
like random
dude,
jerk-off videos. I'm talking
dude,
like...
if a chick sent me a picture of full frontal vagina,
Oh no! Like
exactly my
yeah.
point.
I guess.
Exactly my point.
You know, you're right. You just get an asshole at
Dude,
work.
yeah.
Like,
You're like, for one, you're just like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. That was
Yeah.
unexpected. Why are you sending me this? But then you're also like, there's an asshole on my screen, and I'm
well,
at work.
technically, he didn't send a dick pic because it was covered by a winky face.
It was the tip. You can still see shaft. You can see.
I could see that it would.
All 3.5 inches of shaft.
It's full of shit. What if it was just like a
Just an
monster
absolute-
shaft? Like, have you seen that picture
Oh,
of Big
like
Sean?
Big Sean.
Dog. Hey, Big Sean, my guy, straight up longest cock I've ever seen in my life. And I haven't seen like plenty of cocks, but I do watch a lot of porn. And
He's a porn
dude,
addict, it
he's
is true.
like
he's well endowed.
blacks.com.
No, he's well endowed.
But
Yep.
he's small.
Dude, you know what, man? Ariana Grande will never be the same.
Dude, Ariana Grande, apparently Pete Davidson's got an absolute monster cock too.
Yeah,
So that's
I believe
she's
it.
just getting absolutely
Mac Miller
fucking-
probably did too. Yo, rest in peace. But fucking, probably guy was probably slinging it.
Guy had a kickstand and he was parking it in Ariana Grande
Parking it inner.
inside of her.
That's
She
terrible.
looks like a 13-year-old girl.
All right, relax. That's enough of that.
We're just gonna deny the fact that Ariana Grande looks underage. It's fine.
Honestly, don't
It's
think I've
fine.
ever thought that. But you know what though? We did just talk about her getting but talk about her in the terms of someone else parking their kickstand inside of her. So at this point, I think we're over the line. You know,
Dude, we've been fucking. We've had like a week break, you know. We gotta warm up into it.
oh, 100%.
You know, come out the gate.
Gotta-
You
yeah.
say a little few things that you don't mean to say. You know.
Come out the gate and bomb. Just whoops.
Yeah, we'll edit that out, and we'll never will.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Oh God, man.
Well, fuck
Dude,
it.
you know what I've been like paying attention to recently?
What's up?
Just been hilarious. For some reason, Kayla, we got to go back a little bit here. 2016, United States presidential election.
Yeah.
It was just memes, man, right?
Dude.
It was just memes. And dude, it's funny what it's turned into. It was like back in the day, like when Obama and all them got put in office, Bush and whoever else. It's like, oh, you see him, and like it's just like it's an election, a debate happens on the TV, and you're like, this is very quaint. I'm watching this, and there's no other dude. Now you go on Twitter,
They're
and it's
roasting
like
each other on Twitter.
it's like I went to vote today, and I voted for Bernie Sanders.
Oh.
Hashtag feel the burn.
you see, like,
and you're
feel
just
the burn.
and you're just like, who asked?
Dude,
Why
yeah.
are you political now? You used to play Call of Duty
Dude.
on YouTube, and now you're telling me all this political shit? Who cares?
Presidential candidates are sponsoring Instagram models like Bang energy drinks.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I know. Like
girls out of nowhere.
Bloomberg. Bloomberg's
Yeah.
like, "Hi, I'm Mike Bloomberg. I'm
Did
going
you
for the
see-
presidential
did you
nominee.
see he
we
was,
can
like-
work together."
Did you see he was like messaging meme pages?
Yeah.
And was saying like, "Hey, I love your dank memes.
Yeah.
If I could be
It's
a
him
part
trying
of
to
a
be
meme or something."
trying to be hip with the kids. You
Yeah,
know?
he's trying to get hip with all the kids. It's like when you see Instagram ads for like products made into memes.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because I always end up looking at it for like half a second, and I
emoji
realize
pillows.
it's an ad.
Like emoji pillows. You're just like, why is that?
No, not that. It'll be like an advertisement for like
that looks
for,
like
like,
a meme.
I don't know, sunscreen, and it'll be like the fucking, you know, like the
He
meme
do
of
be
like
white though.
like Pooh Bear, or not Pooh Bear, Winnie the Pooh, how he's like gets smarter and smarter. It'll be like something,
Yeah.
something, and then like the final products like the most smart fucking Winnie the Pooh guy,
Dumb.
dude. Those ads piss me off.
Ah, Jesus. Sorry. No, I'm making him yawn. Tired cast. No, what I was gonna say, fucking dude, now, like watching it, dude, it's like it's depressing because it's the Democratic side of things and they're just bitching each other out. They're just fighting it out for the nominee, and then Donald Trump's in the background like just saucing memes at them.
Oh, dude, he just posts memes.
This guy, dude, who I don't give a fuck who wins, who loses, because at this point, like, I think I had a lot of like stakes in
Yeah.
it when I wasn't of age to vote, for one, even in Canada.
Yeah.
And two, I don't live in the States, nor do I have any like relatives or anything in the States. So like but for some reason I cared a lot, right? Just because
How much power does the president have, really, though?
a lot.
Really? You think that like the 4 years of their
Ever-
president, they can
ever-
actually change like a fuck ton?
Dude, ever since 9/11, all of the executive powers that the president's been granted, like some people obviously mockingly would refer to it as like the imperial presidency of the United States.
That was a crazy yawn. I just
Dude, your head went back. Oh my, dude, did you like was that like an out of body experience? The shiver. Dude, we smoked like a nice like Johnny before, and like I'm like nice and sautéed right now, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, you like cook the one side of the burger and you gotta flip it over. I'm like I'm simmering right now. Noah's just having the shiver out of body experience.
Dude,
Have you ever had an out of body experience?
Yeah, on edibles, man.
On edibles?
Yeah, dude.
I've only had one on fucking shrooms.
I've had a couple of out of body experiences. I had one when I was a kid when I was sleeping.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, I just like saw myself sleeping from like above my bed.
Yeah, that's lucky. All I get is fucking
Just
sleep paralysis and night terrors.
Yeah, you get that witch sitting on your chest.
Dude, we can talk about that. I'll get it. That'll be a story for later. Keep going though.
Yeah, man. I not really. Just like when you're high and you feel like you're like floating out of your body. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't move your body.
Dude. Okay, really quick. I don't want to cut you off, but like, I'll have edibles every now and again. I know you just started kind of getting into like taking them more consistently, but dude, for the longest time, I didn't take them for the longest time. Then I got into them. So now I'll have like a little nibble, just a bite, a leg.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like sitting there and I'm like, I'm baked. I'm like loafing, you know what I mean? I'll like rip some video games or whatever. Just chill out. Dude, before, you would give me, you remember this? I would get like quarters, like just little smidgens of a cookie, like how I'm holding up right now, like an eighth of a cookie. And I'm sitting in a chair like vibrating, unable to function. We went to a school function in high school. It was called like a wake-a-thon. And
Dude,
it was like
that was a 140 milligram cookie.
Yeah,
And we split it in half.
No, we didn't. No,
Nope.
I had an eighth of it, and because
Really?
I had an eighth of that cookie, and I got fucked up. Like, okay, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. So I was 18, a couple other people were 18. You were 17 at the time. It was before June. Yeah. It's like the middle of March of grade 12. So it's our graduating year from high school, and dude, we go in, and everybody like when we all bought tickets to the wake-a-thon, we were like, we're all taking fucking edibles.
So the wake-a-thon. It's this like event that's put on by our school where all the people, it was like grade 10, 11, and 12. You can buy tickets to this thing, and it's pretty much like they have games and stuff in the school, and you stay there like from like 7 p.m. till 7 a.m.
Yeah,
and
it's like you have to stay up.
off, or you don't have class until like 12 or something.
Yeah.
And it's just like stay up all night type thing, right?
Yeah,
And
it was like a thing for like charity. So
yeah.
let me take back over here. So everybody agrees. Oh yeah, let's get really baked for this thing, right? And so we rock up. Noah's like, no, you got a cookie from I forget where you got it.
I got it from the dispensary, dog.
Oh, you got it from the dispo.
Yeah, we got this from
dude,
the
old
dispensary.
dispo.
The Mary's ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but dude, like the old classic, like
The one in the fucking
Green Arrow.
crackhead.
Yeah,
bill.
like
Yeah.
dude, right in like the center of like downtown K-hole crackhead area was just this nice dispo that we all went to.
It was literally a
And
shed with a neon fucking like window.
Dude, nuts. Loved it. It was great. I go back to dispensaries now. I'm like, it's too clean.
Dude,
there's no edge
dispensaries
to it.
now are trying to be so fancy. It's weird.
I like it though because it's getting rid of the stigma. Like you go into a fucking liquor store and it's grimier than in like some dispos.
Yeah.
There's that one downtown. I forget what the name of it is. You walk in there.
It's like all
and
white and
it's
like it looks
all
like an Apple
white
store.
and modern. Yeah, exactly like an Apple
but
store.
it's little nugs in jars.
Yeah, but it operates like an Apple store,
Yeah.
man. It's fucked.
You order it off the iPad.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So, yeah. So anyway, so we're like everybody shows up to this thing. We like make sure there's no teachers around. We get like a big room. There's like I think like 10, 12 of us. We get a sizable room, and then
We got a whole math hall to ourselves just because like
No, it was just that room we had science in. It was like the double room.
Yeah.
We were in the math hall though.
It was like the math room where
Yeah.
it's like the room we had grade 10 math in, and we had like our own projector and like a laptop connected to it, so we were watching like Netflix
And like
this fucking-
playing like Jackbox games and stuff, if you know what those are, like just
Yeah.
like mini game kind of video games. And so we start off and we all like gather around. We're like, all right, how are we gonna split this up? And we all have like a little nibble. I don't know how much you have, but I remember I already knew at this point that like edibles hit me way too hard for some reason. So I just take a fucking little quarter of this cookie off, and I like not a quarter, sorry, like a little fucking nibble.
little leg, yeah.
Yeah, and I fucking pop it back. For whatever reason, it hits me fast too. So within 15 minutes, everyone's like, yeah, I'm not feeling anything. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, this is going to smack me. We like fast forward like halfway through the night. This is the next the next thing I remember from that is I was sitting in a chair facing the room of the doorway, or like facing the doorway to the room. And I'm like sitting there and everyone's kind of like sporadic. We're all like, some of us are pretty baked. Some like you're really baked.
Yeah.
But like some people weren't, and I'm like sitting there and I can barely hold my eyes open, and I'm just like forcing myself to breathe, and then the door cracks and it's our fucking principal, and the first thing he opens the door and I'm sitting directly in front of him.
You were just on a chair in the middle of the room.
Middle of the room for no reason, and I'm just like I like see him and I'm just like what the fuck, what do I do? And he's just like, oh wow, you guys all look tired. Well, hope you're having a good time. I'm gonna get out of here. And I'm like, yep, thanks.
If we didn't choose, like we chose the best possible place to do edibles at the school. Like at the time.
Yeah.
A wake-a-thon where everyone looks tired. Dude, I was walking around the hallways with my eyes beat red at 2 a.m. and the teachers were like, oh fuck,
you're tired.
Really tired, aren't you? And I'm sitting there like, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I remember at one point they like announced it. They're like, "Oh, pizza's in the thing. If you want to come buy a slice." And I was like, I can't go. I was like, someone's got to get.
Yeah, I was too high to move.
Dude, and they were like, "No, you have to get your own." And I summoned myself out of the seat,
levitating out. You're like, I gotta do this.
I need the za. I need a slice of pie. Oh shit. So I like levitated out of the seat. And it's
you
me,
hear,
you.
like gospel music in the background, the lights turn back on.
No, you know that fucking SpongeBob meme where he flips backwards and he starts glowing? And it's
The one with the start of that Kanye song.
Yeah. So it's like that. I'm levitating out of the thing, and then the one person, I forget who it was, they waited behind for me and you, and we're just walking, and it was that moment of like, I like looked at you, and I looked at like Buddy, and I was like, man, do I look high right now? And he was like, oh my God, unbelievably. It's 10 p.m. and I'm walking through the hallways at school.
Look like you've been up for 48 hours.
Can I have pizza? Pepperoni, cheese, and a Coke. And they're, yeah, dude,
I was so high at one point. We were watching Bo Burnham,
and we couldn't look at each other.
No, we couldn't, because Trey and I, if we get too high and we look at each other, we will just laugh. Like if we're like across the room
uncontrollably,
and you know, you just know how it is, right? Like some people, it's like that.
Yeah.
And we were trying to watch Bo Burnham's special, and I would look at Trey, die laughing, to the point where I had to cover my own eyes and my own ears. Because if I looked at Trey, I would laugh so hard I couldn't breathe. And if I heard Bo Burnham, I'd laugh so hard I couldn't breathe. So I had to literally close my eyes, plug my ears, and put my head in my lap. Dude, and try to breathe.
I remember at one point, it was like I was already having a laughing attack. And he made a joke. And my all I remember is Noah's head popping off the desk. And you were like... Bro, oh my God, I was crying laughing, and then at 4 a.m. you were like, bro, I can't stay here. I gotta go home. And we're like, everybody in the room.
We
Was
made
like,
the executive decision that we had too much.
no, literally, and
I remember we would walk around the hallways together like, man, I can't be here. What are we doing, man? Why do we think
dude,
this is a good
I think
idea?
nowadays it would be the like now our modern day
Oh.
equivalent of doing shrooms and going downtown.
Yeah.
And being approached by like crackheads, and like they would be like the teachers. We're just like,
Yo, hey, why would you try to be high around your teachers? Yeah, let's just play a game called Don't Get Caught.
dude, that's how it was though. Like back in the day, before like
It was the thrill. It was the thrill.
before my parents knew I smoked, dude. Coming home, ripped out of my skull and just dying for a glass of water. And I go to the water thing on the fridge, and I'm like, and I put it in. It's filling up. And I'm like, come on. And then I hear footsteps, and I'm like, no. And I like pull away from it, get a couple cubes, and I just mosey on upstairs, and I'll like pass my mom upstairs. She's like, hey, you locked the door? I'm like, yeah.
There's sometimes where I get home and I like, hopefully my dad's definitely never going to find this podcast, but like, hey,
I
Dad,
mean, I
almost
hope-
every time that I come home late at night, you're watching TV in the kitchen and I bolt upstairs, it's because I am so high. And I go upstairs, I have my shower, and then I come downstairs, I'm nice and baked, but I don't smell like weed,
Yeah.
and then I just start rummaging.
Since the cupboard's getting pillaged. You're like, bread, chips, anything.
I'm like Dawson that one time where you have like
Oh my God.
18,000 different ingredients.
This guy's little brother comes downstairs one time, and he wasn't high. He was sober.
We
and
told
me
the
and Noah
story.
were... Oh, did we?
Yeah, we told
Oh,
the
okay, never mind then.
we were
Yeah.
like,
He had nachos and fucking nachos
and
and
shit.
yogurt, instant rice, chocolate milk, and hot chocolate. This man lives off carbs.
Dude.
No, yeah. So, yeah, sorry to finish the story. At like 4 a.m., you make the call and you're like, I can't be here, dog. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, we're all like, you can't leave. They'll stop you.
Yeah.
And you're like, I gotta find a way out. And you called up like one of our school friends.
yeah.
Or your friend. And you're like, hey, what are the odds you drive me home right now? And she was like, yeah, sure. It was dead by that point. Everybody's bag tired. So
got a ride home,
yeah,
boys.
got to ride home.
Got home nice and safe because at that point, dude, that was like my second time ever doing edibles, and I was like legitimately freaking out.
Oh, I was fine. For some reason I've always had that thing, like that back, like the voice in the back of your head that's just like, nah,
Yeah,
ride,
okay.
ride the lightning.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I think I'm schizophrenic.
Relax. Choking peanuts.
Joking. Oh,
Joaquin Phoenix.
fucking peanuts.
Relax.
Dude, I do think I'm schizophrenic because recently when I've been getting like really baked, I like the voice in the back of my head, like when I'm doing shit, just narrates what I'm doing. I'm like, all right, now pet the pillow and now put the fucking
hey, man.
peanut butter on the bread and then
Hey, man.
what?
Take a break.
I think so.
'Kay,
But
dude,
when I get
last
hammered,
year-
that voice just likes to count. Like does
take-
yours do that too?
Take a break. No, take a break.
Take a break of what?
But everything. Just have a break. Have a
You think I'm-
sobriety. No, dude, because I had that last year.
What?
Remember after
Schizophrenic?
so last year I got those 2 concussions, like
Yeah.
late 2018.
Yeah.
And then like 2019 I didn't get, like, I should have taken the time off earlier, but like come around this time actually, March 2019, I'd smoke weed and I would have panic attacks from like that, like,
Oh, I don't have panic attacks. I have.
no,
a
I
great
know, but
time.
like I would recover from the panic attack, and then the voice in your head's just like, "Holy fuck, you're so high! What are you doing? Why does everything feel fucking weird? It just feels off." And then
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Yeah, it does." So I stopped for like a month,
Yeah.
right before
And that helped
420.
it?
I mean, yeah, I was kind of normal after that.
Yeah. It was right
Still haven't
before
fully
420?
recovered. CTE gang, let's go.
Right before 420.
Yeah, it was like I had a concert like April 18th. That's when I went back like behind the building and met the band after.
Oh yeah.
Pretty dope.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, dude. So, fuck. What were you like? Oh, okay. We were talking about out of body experiences, right?
Yeah, you were gonna talk about sleep paralysis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say though before that, the only one I've ever had, because you said you had one on edibles,
Yeah.
and then but yeah, the only one I've ever had First time we did shrooms. Went back to your house after, and I remember because it was 4 a.m. and we had just come in from like monsoon rains. Because we walked outside and it was completely fine, and then we got to where we were going and it was just torrential downpour.
Yeah, it was weird, and it was like down the street.
Yeah, it was. And so we like walked back, and I remember going like, because normally they always say like, don't look in the fucking mirror.
Yeah, I was afraid to do that.
I
don't know
I had
why.
been told, and I was like, why is that? So I like walked in the mirror and I was like, haha, hello.
Who's that guy?
Who's that? And then it was like that fucking SpongeBob backflip meme where it was just like,
You had an out of body experience.
yeah, and
before you
I
looked
was
in the mirror?
behind my head. Like I was looking in the mirror, and if it was like a camera,
Yeah.
the camera was like back here looking at me. And I was like, "Oh, that's me. Why am I floating? That's me." And then I was back in the mirror again.
Oh, you thought that like it was you like out of your body looking at yourself? But it was
Yeah,
just a
it was like me
reflection of
looking
you.
at myself, and that's
Yeah.
what I saw. I saw
Yeah.
myself looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like,
Oh,
the
what?
fuck?
You saw the back of your head?
"Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah."
that's weird.
Yeah, I know. And then you pop back in, and you're like,
Have you tried that again, like on shrooms?
never
like in the
hasn't
mirror?
happened again.
Just the one time.
Yep.
Do you ever get that when you like stare in the mirror for a long time and you get that feeling? You're like, who am I? You know, and
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I've had that
like-
feeling a few times.
That's an out of body experience.
Yeah.
I think so.
Dude, you know what's fucking hilarious?
What's up?
Just
I can hear that.
Hendy's off camera right now, just jamming. This guy's crushing homework. He's a big school guy.
Yeah.
Love the
yeah,
grind. Dude, how excited are you? Mr. fucking Blue Collar just got fucking accepted into BCIT.
Not a big deal, boys. I'm making big changes.
Yeah.
Big changes.
That's
in life.
another thing too, man. Legitimately, we're going to get deep zone on the podcast. When you work like a job where you don't need to use your brain,
Yeah.
and you constantly fill your fucking head with podcasts and like shit like that,
Mhm.
where you're trying to learn shit, just keep your brain active so you don't go fucking insane.
Yeah.
Dude, it does a lot. Trust me. When you're not using your brain, going from like high school and all you do is do meaningless jobs for like 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I don't give a fuck. It's just for living cash, you know? Fucks you up pretty good, not gonna lie.
You think I got dumb? Like you get really
You
dumb?
get, yeah, I would say so. Your brain's just not active. I'm not saying you're
No. I think that too.
But yeah, right? Like I'm not saying like, because it happened for me too, where I wasn't like stupid, right? I was still learning stuff from, but you're slower almost. You're just
yeah, definitely.
you're sitting there and you're just like,
Your brain's a muscle, man. If you're not using it.
right? Exactly, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was my point. Like, I would go to work for 8 hours and then rip the gym and then come home and play video games. Like, that's so dull.
Yeah.
So dull.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm doing schoolwork. I'm not gymming, so I'm getting fat. But But we're gonna in the summer we're gonna hit the gym again. But anyway, fucking. But yeah, like now that like I've been in like a semester of school, I've noticed like, yeah, holy fuck, like
You're smarter now.
not smarter, but you're up to speed. You know what I mean? I've noticed myself taking in info like a lot more.
Yeah. Really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's good, man. You're gonna really enjoy it. He's going into the same thing I am. That
The podcast is going to become a lot better quality here.
trust me, boys. Big change. Like we've told this
Within
before.
month.
Big changes in 2020. They're happening. We're just waiting on some financial stuff, and then maybe some upgrades. We're gonna start to see some upgrades. So
Dude, we're going to see some upgrades.
like
Big time upgrades.
pretty soon. Yeah,
Fuck
pretty
yeah.
soon.
Alrighty,
boys.
We got to take a break here real quick.
We're gonna take a break. Catch
be right
you
back.
right after these messages. We're back,
We're
Shrek.
back, baby. Let's get into this real quick. Sleep paralysis, boys. Trey's
Oh,
had this story
Jesus.
fucking brewing for about half an hour now,
Yeah,
and
man.
I want to know because
'Kay.
I've never had it.
So, as a kid, I've always like had sleep paralysis. Like when I sleep on my back, for whatever reason, it's not like a definite thing that happens. I haven't had it happen in a long time.
Yeah.
Because I figured out that whole back thing, so I sleep in my stomach now.
Oh,
But-
really? That helped the whole thing.
Apparently, yeah. So sometimes, like cause you're restless sometimes in your sleep. You don't always
all
have
the time.
Yeah, you don't always have the best sleep. Most of the time I fall asleep, or at least this used to be the case. I would fall asleep and I would wake up in the same position.
Yeah.
Normally the same now. I've had some restless sleeps more recently just because of like stress and shit.
Yeah.
But like
Hell yeah.
fall asleep and school. Everybody's stressed out, man. I'll fall asleep and I'll wake up in a relatively same position on my stomach. Maybe the sheets got kicked around, but back in the day I used to sleep on my back. and I would like fall asleep in kind of like a curled position a little bit, and I would wake up in like light like in star formation.
Always?
Like no, when I would have the sleep paralysis
Oh.
thing, sorry, I would wake up, yeah, just star, and so like my hands are like perfectly out and my legs are perfectly out, like stiff. So it's like I'm like I can't move, right? Like that's the whole thing. You're stuck.
You really couldn't move.
You're stuck in between like REM sleep. Like your mind's gotten out of the REM sleep. That's when you like dream. Your mind's gotten out of it, so you're aware of everything, and like your eyes flutter and stuff a little bit, so you can like see what's going. Like everything's kind of a blur. Like your room. Like if we're looking at this room,
Yeah.
everything's very like blurry and kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you'll see like shadowy figures and shit moving around. That's like the figures is where like especially when I was a kid before I realized what was going on.
It would fuck with you hardcore.
That shit's scary, man. Like it still is. Like if it happens now, I'm like you're sitting there in bed and you're like I'm trying to like flex my leg to get it to like kick myself because that's how I get out of it.
Yeah.
You like sit there for a bit and you're like, okay, I'm gonna like you tell yourself like in your brain, you're like, I'm gonna fucking kick my leg in 3, 2, 1, and then like sometimes it fails. Like sometimes it'll work and you'll flail out of it and then you're fine.
Yeah.
But if that like
You just
fails,
have to like get moving, right?
you have to like fire like the neurons that fucking get your leg going. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So sometimes that doesn't work. And it's like you're like really in it. Like it's do it 3, 4 times and it just doesn't work. So you're like, fuck it. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. But then like you're kind of like sitting there like eyes like half open and you're just like surveying your room and dude, shit's like moving around. Like there's things that are like my computer desk and chair over there.
Yeah.
Like it's like crawling around the chair and like weird fucking demented
Like you actually see shit that's not there.
demonic looking shit, yeah. Like fucking sometimes red eyes sometimes. And then the story that I was gonna tell, this is taking a long time to lead up. One time when I was around 12, 13, 12, something like that. I go to sleep on my stomach. In the middle of the night I flip over and I'm in that star position again. I wake up and I can tell because my legs are like out like that. And I'm like, motherfucker. But my eyes are wide the fuck open. Like I'm like fully aware of what's like there's shit. And it's probably most of the time I see one thing, maybe 2.
Yeah.
But like, dude, I'm talking there's like 10 different things in the room and I'm like, what?
How old were you?
Like 12. And I'm like,
At this house.
it was at this house. It was upstairs.
Fuck.
And I'm like,
Like
at that point,
like gargoyle type shit.
just
like that,
fucked
like,
up looking
like,
shit.
Yeah.
And so at that point, I was very aware of what sleep paralysis was, and I like knew about it, and I knew to kick myself out. But yeah, it wasn't working. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? Did I just go back to bed? I was like freaked out by all the things in my room. They're all looking at you, man. Like it's staring at you and doing fucked shit, and you're like, eh.
And you're in such a vulnerable position, like
Dude,
open.
and out of the door, like my door was always open back then. I just never shut it. So the doorway is like open and I like clear as day footsteps, walk. And it's this like old fucking hag looking bitch was like,
no.
why? And I'm like, dude, I like, this is on the moms, man. This happened. It's like fucked shit.
You've never told me this.
Have I not? Well,
never
you're the
told
one
me.
that brought the story up.
Yeah, not this one.
Oh.
That happens to other people. They all
Yeah.
see the old hag.
Yeah, so I thought I explained this to you one time. I've
No.
explained it to other people. Anyway, so she fucking walks into the room, climbs on top of you, like mounts you, and just sits on your chest. And at that point, you're like, like you can't breathe. Because it's like, it feels like there's pressure on your chest. So you're like, it's hard to breathe. You're trying to breathe. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? Freaking the fuck out. And then she sits there, and then she gets up and leaves.
And that's it.
That's it. And then I fucking woke up.
You see her get up and leave?
Feel it. Like
Do you close your eyes or you can't
Can't.
close them?
you're just sitting there staring at her.
Dude,
And it's
fuck that.
fucked.
Fuck that.
and it like gets up and it leaves. And like that one time and then immediately after I was just flail, like everything in my arms and my legs shoot up. And I'm just like, holy fuck, what was that? And you're just cold sweat. I was drenched.
I get shit like that sometimes where I used to like wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and like shit would scare me. Like, I would like look at something and I guess I would get
Out of
startled.
the corner of your eye, right?
Right? Yeah,
That's that same thing. Your body's readjusting from that REM sleep period.
But I've never like sat there and like looked at shit clear as day crawl towards me and stuff.
It
Like
was fucked. But yeah, so
yeah, no, not a chance. Dude, I don't even know. Anytime my body like tries to wake up while I'm sleeping, I just like if I notice myself wake up, I will not open my eyes for that reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For the fear of it to fucking be there.
Yeah. I don't know. I've gotten like used to it. So like now, honestly, like the more recent times that it's happened, I don't really see shit anymore. Just because I know I'll like
How
look.
often does it happen?
Huh?
How often does it happen?
I'd say it happens once a month max now, whereas like
Really?
before it used to be like once, twice a week.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It was pretty fucked up, man. But yeah, so I what's it called? Like I haven't had it in a little while, but yeah, like once in a while I'll wake up and I'm just like, fuck, here we go again, and I'll try to kick myself out of it. That's why you remember that story I told you about how I had like that like seizure, low key seizure thing in Europe after I drank way too much.
Yeah. It was like same sort of thing.
It was the same where I'm like I was in my chair on the bus and I'm like like fuck, I'm kind of tired because I was like I slept like 4 hours and I was blackout drunk and I woke up and I felt like garbage. And so I get on the bus and I'm like sitting there and I'm like, I don't really want to take a nap. I kind of want to like ride this feeling out first. And then I just blacked out. And then I woke up and it was like my eyes were like half open and I could like see my legs. No one was sitting beside me. It was just me. Carson was asleep on like across the aisle from me. I'm a buddy that I traveled with. And so I'm like sitting there and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like I can't move. I was like, oh, sleep paralysis. Okay, try to kick yourself out of it. And I tried and then my body just started like shaking and I was like, what the fuck's going on? What's happening? Yeah, whole body. And I was like, what the fuck? And then it lasted for about 5 seconds. And then I blacked out again. And then I woke up and I was like...
Did anyone see?
Nothing, no one. Because no one was around. Everybody was asleep. Because we all went... We were leaving Rome and going up to like Ancona.
So you had to like have like a really long bus ride?
Yeah, it was decent long. But like all of us were fucking hungover as shit.
Yeah.
And my nose is extremely itchy right now. I can't stop itching. I'm sorry. But yeah, so...
Little blow.
Not biggie. Anyway... So yeah, we're going up and I get off the bus and that's when I'm like I wake up after that and we're just pulling into a stop thing. So like we get off and like the tour guide's like, oh yeah, go get food if you want. Doesn't matter. Like we'll be here for like 15 minutes. And I like get up and I'm like just like my hands are full blown shaking. I'm like, what the fuck was that? And I explained it to her and she was like, oh, well that sounds fucked up. And I was like, yeah, I'm still shaking. How do I get rid of this? And she's like, oh yeah, it's the beer shakes. Just have another point, you'll be fine.
Dude, the last thing you want in the morning while you're struggling to stay alive from this beer, your body is shutting down. She's like, have another, you're fine.
No, yeah, she was literally, yeah, it's the beer shakes. Have another. I was like, what
Dude,
are
my body shutting down. I need water. I need water.
I was like, I'm a 19-year-old boy. I've never drank prior to like it was literally that was the first time I had ever like started drinking really.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just a green boy. I don't want another. Don't make me. And she was like, I will buy you a beer, but you have to drink it. And I was like, how do you know? She was like, I've been to Oktoberfest twice. I know. Oktoberfest obviously is a big fucking thing in Germany where guys just go ham for a month.
It's a month?
Oktoberfest.
It's all of October?
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, and so we fucking she's like, yeah, it's happened to me before by like day 10. She's like, you just need to fucking rally, wake up, have another one, and it's because your body's going through alcohol withdrawal.
Yeah.
So
like major alcohol withdrawal. So then like you literally have to stay drunk the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had weed withdrawal?
No, I've had like urges where I'm like, I had like, well, on like that Friday, after like 14 hours. I worked like I would not worked, but like I was doing like school work, like on my feet work, for like 18 hours in one day on like this last Friday, and yeah, by like hour 14, I was like, we were driving to a new location, and I was just like, I need to smoke, man. It was like the first like fiend crackhead time I've ever one of the first I've ever had.
Hell yeah, and it was only last weekend. It's just fucking downhill from here, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably going to take a break, honestly, once school's over.
Yeah, I think I need to take like a little bit of a break.
Yeah, mister. I think I'm schizophrenic. Okay, guy. Go to the doctor.
We got to wrap her up here.
Oh, we got to cut this one short, fellas.
Sorry,
Mr. Marchand's got a big hockey game tonight.
It's the end of the hockey career today.
Let's We're gonna
It's a
pour one
sad
out
day.
for you.
Pour one out for the boys.
All the 15.
14.
I think it's the 15 now. I think we got another.
Really?
Could check. I don't know if he did it or not. It was like this morning. I was
He
sitting.
did it. You
I was-
know who it is?
Yeah, it was Carson.
Carson hasn't subscribed?
He has it on like his one account, so he was going to. Or I don't know if he has on any, but anyway.
It is
So-
the...
Oh.
The 14.
The OG 14. We're gonna pour a shot out for you.
Yeah, pour 14 shots out for the boys.
Let
All
me
right.
say, man. At least
Thanks for
attending.
watching. Thanks for watching. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, watch on YouTube.
Watch him
If you're
wherever,
on,
man. You're a part of the
YouTube.
squad.
Podcast.
We love ya.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter.
Stay safe out there, kiddos.
Love you.
Love ya.
Peace out.
See you later.